I like it too.
You like the shirt?
Yeah.
All right, Cam, can we get shirts for everybody that like the shirt? You know? Appreciate you guys being here, you know? How about those basketball teams, both of them, huh? Awesome. What awesome competitors. What a great example for our university, our community, and all the student athletes. May they keep it going, and tremendous props to the women's team for just having an awesome year. Katie Meyer and that whole team, awesome. All right, so practice. Obviously, we had what we would call, I'd say, 35, 40 plays of scrimmage work on Saturday after just about a full practice, and it's very productive. We see progress, particularly in the areas we mentioned last time. So that's not a surprise at all. It's going to get Akeem Mesidor out there healthy again, so we're getting more work because we are banged up at the defensive line position. But all in all, we're throwing a lot at them. So in terms of schematics, technique, fundamentals, culture, and just flat out toughness, that's where we're looking for gains, for progress. And it looked like we had some progress there. Really good practice today. We were in shells, but shells for us just about live, except we're not on the ground, and good practice. So with that being said, questions, please.
We're getting Javion today. How is he done here? You know, transition. What's the line looking like with him?
Yeah, he's a huge acquisition. You know, I mean, we really wanted to, you know, continue to develop our players at that position, but also increase the level of size, girth, explosiveness, strength at the point of attack, power, right? He's got a ton of experience playing at the University of Alabama. He's just an awesome guy to be around because he has great energy, he works hard, and he lets you push him hard, you know? He's very, very smart, naturally just blended in right away, and also has really good leadership skills, so we are expecting big things from him. Couldn't be happier to have, you know, a guy in the portal be like that. He's great to be around.
What is Francis Maligoa doing in learning?
Good. He's repping. He's taking most of his reps with the ones. You know, been playing some right tackle. The good thing about these guys is, you know, they're highly talented guys, but they're also playing, or at least trying to play to their talent level and pushing themselves and grinding. They're just seeing a lot of scenarios they haven't seen. You know. And I think him and Samson and Antonio, they're all new here with the offensive line. Matt Lee has a ton of experience, so he's seen just about everything. But those young guys, they're progressing really well. We are throwing a lot at them, and we tell them, you know, we need you to be sophomores. We don't need you to be a mid-year, early enrollee freshman. And they've responded really well.
What is Cody Woodhill going to bring to your staff?
Well, that's actually a two-folded question. First off is Steve Field, who's done an awesome job here. You know, we're going to expand his role, you know, to a very pivotal role, I should say, that puts him at the executive director level, involving recruiting, involving football. I mean, he was pivotal to our success when we were on the West Coast of the University of Oregon. And as we know, you know, talent acquisition, talent development are at the forefront, especially where Miami has been. You know, you look at the draft the last 5 years, what's the biggest hole, right? It's the draft. It's usually a telltale sign of what a program has been doing in terms of talent acquisition and talent development. So between that, also as a football coach, you saw Will Mallory, how well he has done and how well he has performed. But it is critical to our success as a program, no different than the players, is put them in the spots that help us maximize the efficiency and the productivity of our program. So he's just a very valued member, and he's going to be able to do a whole lot more in his expanded role. And then Coach Woodhill was with us at the University of Oregon, so he's been trained in our technique and our fundamentals and has been an analyst on the offensive side of the ball, so it provides a very smooth transition. He's one of the best up and coming young coaches in the country, in my opinion. Very knowledgeable, smart, and gets after it, and he's been also working with those guys, with Coach Field, with Coach Mirabal, and it's a natural transition, and it maximizes our ability to be productive.
Everybody's their own player, right? But Francis Maligoa has the same trajectory, it seems, as guys like Penei Sewell, who you've coached. How does he compare to how he started off for Oregon?
Well, I mean, I'm cautious about comparing guys to being the 7th overall pick in the draft when they're like 19 years old, you know, but do you see the qualities of an elite player? Absolutely. Absolutely you do. There's power, there's a really good knowledge of the game at his young age. He plays with leverage, he plays with toughness, he's heavy-handed, moves his feet really well. He understands ball, and you get after him. And we need to get after him and prepare him, just like Samson. All these guys are taking a lot of reps with the ones and with the twos. So he's going to be an elite football player, and he's an elite human being. His family is awesome, and we're super happy to have him here.
With Javion, you mentioned earlier about how important it is to kind of keep building culture. Having come from Alabama, where they obviously have a good culture, that helped have him kind of adjust and also be a role model and leader for other guys on the line.
Well, I think any place that you got to understand the dynamic of, right, you go to a place because either they've done well and they've moved on, or they haven't done so well and you want to try to get it right. So Javion comes from a place where the culture has been in place for a while, right? And we're coming into a place where every single day we want to work on improving our culture. It's very helpful, okay, because he understands that blueprint. They're all very similar, right? Coach Jimmy Johnson, right? Out there, Coach Saban, Alabama, what we did over there at Oregon. They're all very similar blueprints, and that's at the forefront of just about everything that we do. So he's been great, and he's backing it up with the way he plays. And again, but it's a guy you can push and get after like all the time, and he wants that. That's why he came here. We've had some really good success with offensive linemen over the years, and we don't intend on stopping anytime soon.
And then with Tyler, just having a chance to see him over the first 7 practices through partial scrimmage and stuff, how has he developed? How much has he grown since, I guess, this point last year? He's
grown a ton. He's developed a ton. I mean, I think the first thing where he deserves credit is he played behind, we're doing a good job finding a better supporting cast for him now. It's hard to be in the pocket last year, and he took a lot of shots and he got hurt. And, I could think a lot of guys would have just kind of packed it in and maybe just given up or moved on, and he was the opposite. He wants to see Miami be great, and his approach to the game is the right kind of approach. And so this offense is really tailored to his skill sets. And he's really, he's taken a tremendous step as a leader, very accurate in the passing game, done a really good job with protections, getting us into the right plays, and still learning the system, so he attacks it on a daily basis. It's awesome to have him.
So a few more questions.
Saturday's scrimmage, can you talk about that at all? Any players stand out to you?
The pass one?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'll tell you what stood out today was Cisco Magoa's interception, to finish off. That was really impressive. Henry Parish really stands out right now. He does. Kobe Young has been having a great camp. Xavier Restrepo continues to go. I think the development of Brashard Smith and Jacoby George really stand out. It really does. The play of both Robbie and Ray really stand out as well. The young tight ends, man, they're good football players. The physicality of Cam on the defensive side, just the continued development of Nigel Lee Kelly. Big play today in 2 minutes as well, bat down a ball. Ruben Bain really standing out. Great to see Mesidor out there today. Moten had been moving up. He got nicked up today. Nothing serious. He's good to go. But there is some development there, some flashes. We got to push him, and I'm going to grind him. I'm going to grind him really hard because he needs that. I think guys like K4, guys like Wesley, Corey Flagg, Bobby Washington really stands out. Just a really big size speed guy that'll strike you, and he can go now. Markeith Williams has flashed, and we got to get more consistent with him and Chris Graves to give us good play. Darryl Porter really stands out. The guy's playing at a high level. Devontae Brown, another guy, so I just kind of went through the depth chart.
Coach,
So,
you've mentioned Henry Parish a few times in the spring, just now too. What is he doing? What's different?
Man, he's different right now. I felt like last year he just kind of bogged down, got nicked up, got banged up. We were a little bit deficient up front. We were lacking the body types you need to push people back, and it showed up in his play. I think it affected him. I think that guy's determined to have a great season and have a great team. I thought what really stood out, first of all, he's running, he's getting in and out of his stuff and getting downhill and being able to bounce stuff like I haven't seen him do. I mean, this is what we recruited. This is what we wanted here. And then you see the other stuff too, where one of his teammates will score a touchdown. He'll be the first one sprinting across the field. Good culture stuff, which again, we got to build that up every single day. That's certainly not the snap of the finger stuff. That's stuff you got to work at. So Henry and the other party's catching the ball really well.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll try to